Today we're here with German Clark on a special episode of I think I gonna name this one The Journey. Yeah. So German, introduce yourself to the people. The people know you're here. Yeah.
Yeah, saying good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Mincuz Entertainment. Well, this one look like the first podcast or vlog, whatever he gonna call it. He said he calling it the journey. So you don't know this about Chubby representing Teflon Dan. They don't know shit. The keys them all over the world. So we go on. They don't know.
Okay, so German. I can't start with collision. Before you joined collision, who was German?
Well, well, I was young, so I gotta say, young. I was young and vibrant towards music. You know, my father was in the church singing in the choir, so you don't know. Church was a must on Sundays. So, going to church at times, you see the organ, you see the drum, stuff like that. You're going to tamp on them. So I was always into music from an early age. I always wanted to be a part of music, and, my father was amongst music with Ringo Hicks and them and in the Grandmasters. So, music was always a part of my environment. So, I was always wanted to be a musician from a young age, from the get-go.
Okay then. So from the church, what was your next step from the church?
Well, I wouldn't really say from the church, because me really went church. I wasn't, yeah. I mean, my father was in the choir, but Christianity is a religion still. I'm Moravian to be exact, but I can't say from the church, but from childhood, in house, outside the ghetto, it was always a band thing around us. And I live in the area, Market Street, McKnight, so you don't know. That's band. And my friends, them was affiliated with band. So it was more like a team doing the same thing. Everybody want to be a musician. So everybody want to be, outer world doing music. And we think it's calypso, as we call it, wailers. Mm-hmm. I prefer wailers. But that was we think from small band. So that's where I could say I really start, venturing into the music field from being with my peers them, going on Grandmasters, going on all them bands, small acts and whatnot, you know what I mean? So that's just part of it later.
Okay, so next question. We still young, we still building. So before collision band, you entered any other band arena before collision band?
Yeah, we had a small little group. Big up Tusek, big up Daddy Tusek, big up Mr. Bagnall, big up Pino one time, you don't know. That was the four of us, we from the same area. Tusek was living in Market Street, Janos living in Market Street, Chubby living in Market Street, so we had our own little band thing going, copying the band them, Janos house was the band house at first. Janos had more backyard space, so he uncle them build up a little stage thing. They're doing the metal work up there and the carpentry and what's not. So mine should just clean it off and set up with little pan them, set up with little iron. And, everything is artificial, ain't nothing real. So, we making noise with remote and them things. But we had a little band in them Royal Vibes. Kudos to that for pushing us forward.
Right. So from Royal Vibes was collision.
Yeah,
was the eye opener collision.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I think actually we was one of the first young band, well, to be exact, in town. I can't talk about, the whole island, but for us, I think Wild Vibes was one of the first young band, like trying to be a band, from pushing out. We had good, like from early on, we had, doing it in the backyard was different to doing it in the band house. Them, Stiba was good with Tusek, so Stiba used to tell us come down there in the band house. So we used to go down in the band house and do a little thing. And then we had a little manager there, Vincent. I think we had like the first time I actually could say I do something for as being in a small band, I think was like 12-month match.
And you would?
No, it wasn't it was in the square. It was in the square and it was more like just play for an hour. So you know we young, we playing people stuff. Them long time tune, 10 cent, 10 cent dollar and so. Yeah, so that was like my first time actually doing something. And to be honest, I was really scared that I think I even forget the song them. Like yeah. 'Cause it was, you know, you're young.
You're young, yeah.
I think I was just like 17. I mean, we're doing it since we're 9 and 10 coming up, but then when you actually get to do it now, when you're outside in front of thousands of people, but yeah, I stand up on the stage and just sweat all day and just wipe my face. And me remember nothing, and you know, you're not trying to encourage me, and but that's just was it, you know.
So
that was the start. That was the start for Royal Vibes. And then, you know, eventually into Collision.
Yeah, back it up a bit,
Yeah.
wait a bit. So you could think back, memorize your first actual gig, first practice with Collision.
Well, to be honest, I can't remember the first day or the first time, but it was like a back and forth thing. Like, you know, Chidi and Akai used to go. Then I was going high school, and I think I was just going into high school. And you know, they used to pass. You know, you could walk the alleys and go over to go McKnight from, you know, Market Street to McKnight. So they used to walk that way, and when they walked that way, they used to hear us playing. So you know, the man started to say, what? Them man got band? But Akai and Chidi them used to be on New Vibes. So the man was like, but we gonna start with band too? We gonna have a band. But the man them start a band for real. And that band, I was saying we was the only young band, but then when the man start the band, I open my eye like, what? But the man bad, the man make me look like, but how the man so bad and they look bad, you know? So then it was like Akai, was Chidi, Akai, Superman, you know, R.I.P. to my brother, you don't know, One Love, Crossroads. And then he had Pinocchio. But I think Pinocchio was such a street man, like he was just venturing between McKnight, around the area, so Pinocchio end up in Collision. Right. So Pinocchio was like one of the first singers in Collision. So then like I think at one time Pinocchio said, bye, we gotta go in the next band, you know. So then I tell Pinocchio, but no, I can't do that. 2 seconds me bye, and you see me bye. And the man said, bye, then Collision bye, them man bad, them man got, but you see, what happened is there was more. Well, Chidi was a go-getter from Lam. You don't know me about Chidi. We got Chidi one time. He was a go-getter, so he had to get in. So they always had things ahead of things. Yeah. So that was like from Collision, from Royal Vibes to Collision. I think our again Collision. Chidi see me one time and he said, "Boy, I see how you're practicing up here. And you sound good. You could sing. You could sing." And I said, "Well, I mean, really studying that." And I said, "But no, check us. Like, you know, check us." So then, you know, Akai come for me at night, and I went down with the practice. And when I reached down there, bad, the man, to be honest, they had the whole of McKnight, like, watching them, doing whatever. So I was like, what?
So how did you feel at that moment, knowing that you reach and like the whole of McKnight there to support them?
Well, trust me, Shoy and Foyton was me off the bat. Cricket, pap, 6. Foy and Shoy. Foy and Foyton, sorry. I was just always Foyton. I want like, but everybody watching you and the singing. Then they tell him, man, I can't do that. I say, bah, you want you in the band? I tell him, I'm going to think about it. Yeah, and then some weeks pass, the man band start getting elevated. So I seen them man playing for sports. Then I play for a tournament match too. Yeah, the next time around now. And then they start playing for the school fields. And then I was still in Wild Vibes at the time. It was me, Tusek, Bagnall, and Juicy, and Dexter. That was Wild Vibes. I mean, he had other youngsters around. I think Ketty was in another young band. I think the name Connection or Crucial Vibes. Something like that. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. But he was in another band. And so he ended up in Collision too. So then Chidi them keep asking me, "Why come Collision? I said, "Bye. No, I can't do it because this is where I'm from, this is who I start with, and me ditching them and just said that because you want me in the band. I mean, Two set them was more my friends than Chidi them because at that time I didn't live Mac yet. But me and Chidi them was always good, you know. So we go in the same area of school. Yeah, and then I think so be it. Two set happened to go Nevis. It was like a struggle. I mean, he had a stepfather who was strict. So I think one time me and two second Akai sorry, back now the boy a reading box, I think it was like an RX5. Okay, that was the first machine. Well, sorry, the second machine I was like exposed to. We had at least his first. We had get from moving. And two second now, still by them man. He used to get a little one two things. So he ended up coming with the RX5. So he said, Bobby, gotta buy one of this, you know. So we ended up put some money, buy it. So be it, stepfather ain't like him. Take where that the money gone for naught. Little pick on so we get in. Yeah, just take the box and then to back and forth, you know, with two sec, you know, lifestyle. He ended up with Nevis go live. Eventually over to Nevis and then he started doing good, working, end up in a band, Ultrasonics with Jude. Yeah. And he started to say, but come Nevis with me. I was like, what? Why? I can't come all these places, you know? Yeah, so it was like more like, okay, two sec gone Nevis in Ultra, I end up in Collision. Yeah, because then it was just me and Bagnall. And I think we really had no batsman to do nothing, so we just end up in Collision for real. I think at that time now, I remember my first practice in Collision. It was through the alley by Way. Right in front of Superman house. We had like an empty lot there, and then my guy set up like a band.
A band playing there.
Right, so that was like my first practice. You know, it's like everybody just the picking and choosing, like Aka and Chidi saying, sing that one there, no, sing that song, you sing that song. You know, back then, I mean, I got respect for Akai and Chidi fully because them man is who pushed me off in the band thing. I check it out as in the music industry. So the Akai said, sing that song. I sing the song. So I gotta sing the song. Pinocchio gotta sing the song. Them time Collision got 5 singers. It was like me.
5?
Yeah, I was the last man. Everybody lived in the area. So it was just me one now out the area. Cause I live Market Street them time. All them man live Mac Night. So I only go in Mac Night because there's my friends now. Cause two set gone, you're not saying really, you know, you're trying to keep up that thing still. And I say like, sing the song, like sing the song, and then so each man got to sing the song to know who gonna sing the song. Right. Wow. So that's how we start elevating, and then it was like me, Pinocchio, Dolly, Tannabal, and the next person. So like they got 3 mic in the session. And just waiting for your turn to come. That's what we used to be. Yeah. Right. But then there was before me going to the practice, there was playing out. And everywhere I see them playing, they was doing good. And then, you know, I joined the band. My first performance I could remember it was over Lodge with Excess Band. I had like a food fair on the lawn and the band they play. I think the first song I used to sing for the band, I can't even remember one. Whatever song it was, once the song played,
you used to get it.
Me remember the song. Because Fright was my first fear in band. Fright and shy. I always tell people so, but then you know, my father and my mother used to tell me just got faith and believe in God, you could believe in yourself and do whatever. Anything I do is always faith and God. That's me. You ain't believe in yourself, you can't believe in nothing what you're doing.
That's true.
So then you know the shyness start coming off, and then that's how I end up in the band. But we used to only play like we used to play Lodge, and I think they used to go like Date there, the New Vibes. So we used to play like a New Vibe stuff. Most time we used to play New Vibes, because we getting the blood from Steve by them. So yeah.
So okay, from there you transform to Collision. Your first practice, your first gig. We going down the line a bit more now. You could think back on the first song you ever write?
The first song I ever write? I think my first song I ever write, I think was Free Up Yourself, you know. Yeah, I think is either Free Up Yourself. Yeah, it was Free Up Yourself. It was like, Carnival again, gonna tell your friend, free up, start, free up. Yeah, I think that was my first song, and then Chidi had like, you know, give me a little dust off, help me with it. But I could recall that was like my first song. And I think that was Carnival. What am I? It was by 90 something. But yeah, a 2000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
99, 2000, something around there. Not like 2004,
Mm-hmm.
2003 or 4. Yeah. But the song was like in my head since like 99. But I always wanted to do it, so then I ended up do it. So like, you could say that my first song, yeah, 2003, 2004. Yeah, I can remember. Yeah, 'cause I joined Collision like 2003. Yeah.
Okay, so we move forward. The first song now jump into like the first Juve. For plenty years, for many years, Collision jamming a new road. And I know we both know Collision had the biggest fan base. How did you deal with that leading up to having like one of the biggest fan base right now?
Well, for me, fans, I can't even say fans, but people being attached to Collision.
Mm-hmm.
Collision is from Mac Night. Mac Night people was more into Sugar Band.
Mm-hmm.
So the little fans and what we had, the fans and what we had wasn't our fans. There is our fans by supporting us and encouraging us to keep it up and do it. But there wasn't we fans in terms of, okay, going to go jam with them man or whatever. I can remember we first Juve. The first Juve was the same Carnival 2005. It was Carnival 2005. And we had a seesaw. We had a silver seesaw. Like
That's the
everybody.
picture you post recently and
Yeah, if you check the Facebook page,
yeah.
that was like one of the first road jams, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we had a road jam before that, but we was on somebody things. But that was like the first time we got we own stuff, right, to jam on the road. So, I mean, it was why I can't even explain the feeling because it's more like excitement that you're on the road for Juve. You ain't really studying about who jamming with you. You just know you're on the road, and this is a big accomplishment because, I mean, we're young. Some of us still in school, and we on the road amongst these other band. And you know, we coming up the road with little thing them. Some of them ain't even walking. We just got them pushing just to make up, to fit on. So like you will see 6 speakers, there are only 2 walking, and you will see 3 tops and only 1 walking. But why? We just walk out. We on the road and we going to do the thing and we Collision. I mean, at first, I could remember the first Juve, like we jamming and somebody saying, "What we doing?" And it just, I was like, "Make you." Cause what? We just know we accomplished something. So the fans party wasn't like a driving force and us like, oh, you ain't got no fans. I know people always say, you ain't got no fans, you ain't got no fans. Lots of people that say that, I ain't got no fans, I ain't got no fans. But like, that ain't bad us because at the game night, it was just the music behind it. We just walk out, we're doing the music and we're doing Collision music. So we always walk out now, we're going to be on the road like these other people. And I mean, it was a fight. It was a fighting force, guys. You ain't got no money, you're small, no sponsors looking out to you. Even if we go ask them, you know, we ain't getting no help from them. So it's always was like, you gotta take everything from your pocket first. So I could tell people, being in a band and starting a band is like, you get kicked out your house from your mother, or if I tell you, don't come back in the house. You gotta find your own way to survive and, you know, live. So that's how we be in the band industry. To me, from coming up from where I was, I don't know about them who come in here now, but kind of things more better now. Back then, it's always, well, I guess it's always a fight in anything you start doing. Can you gotta build from start? So it was a task. Trust me.
Okay. So you had your first Juve, your first song. What are some struggles you dealt with at first? Like at first when you joined the band, or what are some struggles you dealt with, or what are some things that you dealt with that you feel they could have been dealt with differently?
Well, one of the first struggle I had being in Collision is everybody hostile.
Mhm.
So, you know, for me, coming from an area where you rough, I mean, I was cool them time. I mean, I don't get in trouble. So, are you going around people who rough, like really rough, and it's like they're talking to you rough, so you're making you feel, you know, you're making you feel discouraged, like, but what you doing here make no sense, cause these man abusing me. But then you're young, you know, you see a little stepping stone, so you feel a little encouraged by what's going on. But then at the same time, you gotta deal with people who just bashful and rough, you know, that kind of ghetto kind of like, man, something you got session, and maybe you forget something, like you forget, I'm gonna look over and tell you, like, what it, you know, so like you gotta be on the cues, like, bah, them man vexing me, bah, and then session done, no, man, beauty, by sing anything wrong, by, like, you know, and then, you know, you're in that type of kind of thing, so you know, you're saying, like, bah, I got done, you know, cause these man, you know, but I never had that kind, you know, I being honest, people just ask me, like, you never think we're done in? I said, no. Sometimes I just feel like you need a break, cause it's a difference. If you really love something, why just quit it? If you say this is what you want to do, you can't just walk out, you're going to quit. So that was one of my first task of dealing with as a band member was that aggression, the anger management. The man was always rough. And I always feel like men that rough to act that way. But then, yeah, that was just part of it.
Okay. Over the years, I see Collision Man change members. Could be drummer, bassman, singer. How did you cope with that? How did you adjust to that particular new individual joining the band?
Boy, to be honest, I'm gonna talk from start when I joined the band. Like I said, he had 5 singers. It was only one bassman, that was Akai. He had one bassman, that was Chidi. And we had 2 drummers, which was Jay and Superman. So, in terms of people going and new members coming, I don't want to say comfortable, but I was one who could adapt to it because of the fact that we also got to be sharing stuff and doing whatever. Well, as a mic man at that time, Collision have 5 singers. You got session 5 man can hang up on the stage. So it was always like, who's the better 3, you are the better 4 to go. So then, me dealing with people going and coming, I could be honest, at first, we moving our from there to here, which is Akai, because I started with Akai. When Akai left, I mean, it crimped the band because I never worked with nobody else. And the only person I did work with was Tusek. So that's how Tusek end up in Collision, right? Because Akai left, you know, after we get fans' favorite, you know, the band we start going places, you know, over the years, start getting, I think, reverse the thing and backshot was the people's choice. So he start giving us flights, start going to Angola, and so I guess wherever Akai realized he feel like he should venture this way, you know, so he decided he gonna quit. So when he quit, he kind of crimped the band because then we had to adjust to Tusek. Good thing Tusek had left Ultrasonics, so he just happened to end up back in Collision. Yes, I had to adjust now. So I would say he kind of changed because Akai used to program different, you know, and Tusek program different. So it was like a more learning thing again, like starting back over. Cause I could be honest, I went from 100 to like 20 in terms of like mindset. Because, you know, you're going driving every day with somebody and then just drop out this guy, yeah. So like, you know, I had to adapt to Tusek now. So that's when Tusek ended up joining the band.
Okay. So we going down the line saying Tusek joined the band. Tusek happened to left the band too. You had a next batsman.
Tusek left the band for many reasons. It wasn't a dispute between nobody in the band, but Tusek had the barbershop dealing with, and it was like too much.
And him.
Yeah, it's like you doing the barbershop, that's the thing as a barber, still a barber as you could see. So he was more like into his business and then still trying to the music, you know. One gonna be evaluating one. So he just decided he gonna bring somebody to help us. which he do it in manners. He ain't just left the band. He say, you know, fellas, I got somebody. I'm gonna bring in the band or whatever, you know. And
Which was Rolex.
which was Rolex, yeah. But I think before that,
We had Divi.
we had Divi.
Yeah, Divi.
Right.
Yeah.
We had Divi. I think what they happened. Something happened with Tusek and he left fuel. He left at that time, and then Divi come in, and then Divi decided he going to the church. So I think that's the reason why Divi left, because Divi couldn't. He wanted to be in the church, and then he still. Right, so he said, "My fellows, I'm gonna dip out a little bit, you know." So Tusek end up say, "By Rolex will be a good." So you know, bring through Rolex, and Rolex was doing it. Same thing happened with Rolex. Rolex experience, okay, you know, a little offside about, you know, the band thing as a young age. So he had to left, and then that's how we end up with Dotty now. Yeah, so I had maybe about 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 stages of changing batsman in a short time. Yeah,
So you went from Rolex to Dotty, right?
Yeah.
What changes did you deal with? Because Rolex program different to Dotty. How did you cope with that? How did you deal with that?
Well, like I said before, it was always a change between. Well, from since Akai, you know, like I said, I had Tusek, then I had Vern. So you know, between them couple of years, we do at least 5 years between them 3 marksman changing. So my mind kind of done developed, you know, to adjust while still keep the band style a bit. Cause you know, I can't just, me personally ain't gonna just slave drive nobody and say, but you got to make this like how I mean, you know, is everybody got to feed in it to make it sound how you're supposed to sound, but you just it's always something about adjusting. That's my thing. Adjustment to fit in. That's my thing. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel going from just a normal singer to band leader? Right? You take that step. How did you deal with the role from normal to band leader?
I could be honest, to this day, I still shocked that is, you know, band leader, you know, for an entity, you know, dealing with people on a whole. You know, everybody got egos, you know, everybody got mood swings. I mean, even me just got my little moods and so what. You know, over the years, maturity come with, you know, greeting people. Like I said, sometimes we got to go out and meet other people, see other things. So, you know, with maturity, I would say that's why I come band leader, because them short years being in Collision from 2004 up to 2012 is like Chidi was the leader all the time, and then, you know, Chidi was saying he want to start being manager for the band, because he started the band. His job was to always, Chidi mine was to always be the band manager. Yeah, so as he is still today, band manager, you know, so he always got that inspiration in him, like, I'm supposed to be the band manager. So he done say, my fellas, you know, this is what gonna be happening. But I think the reason why I get band leader, he turned out to be like longevity. Like, you know, the time I in the band. As you can see, I was the only member surviving from since. Well, let me don't say surviving, who's still in within, you know, the unit still. So I think that's one of the reasons. And then over the years, as I said, maturity, I was hostile bad. I used to just abuse, and, you know, sometimes I just tell him, I mean, you know,
Me come in,
yeah, me come. I had me times, you know, me gonna say me gonna make it sound like I was a good person or come up being nice. I had me times when I, you know, abuse people and cuss them and, you know, them kind of things there. But like I said, after they realize now the band going different way, then Chidi push it on me and say, "Bah, you gotta be the band leader, you know." Because at one time Rolex was the band leader. Because I tell him I want him to be the band leader because he's the man behind the machine and he's the man with the brain doing whatever. So you gonna be responsible for the team. A leader ain't mean you is the boss, you know. A leader mean you gotta lead the pack. You want somebody to step up and take charge when things happen. You know what I mean? So like, you know, it's a lot of things, because sometimes when I just start to be band leader, like, people calling me for, and I'm like, what am I calling me for? You know, like, people calling me and saying like, I'm trying to book the band. And like, Pastor, call me phone. Like, you know, I get hostile and then Chidi said, wow, you know, whoop, you're going wrong. You're going wrong. This is how you're going to be. This is what the band leader all about. You're going to take responsible for this. You know, if something happen, they ain't going to say, bye, my Eric, and Mincuz. They're going to say, my collision, my Chubby them.
Chubby, yeah.
So, you know, so them things that they got to, sometimes I take a lot of knock about. That's why I sing about knock about. Because what? Your mistake, you're going to have to take responsible for it. And it ain't just my mistake, it's all of us mistake. So, yeah, like I said, with longevity and faith, you know, you come with maturity. So, yeah, that's how I end up being band leader.
Back up a bit. In the question I asked you before, here you say in your answer you used to abuse and so forth. That was like you being like aggressive towards people or frustrated because of how things are going?
Well, it could be a little bit of everything. Because it's life. We live in life. As I said, we as humans, we live in life. Everybody got their own day-to-day thing doing. I mean, some of us got kids. Some of us got problems home. Some of us, every day ain't going to be the same. And ain't everybody's life is the same. Men, you don't do the same thing every day. You might get up, eat first. I might be at first. You know? So it's sometimes mood swings. A man might get, you know, hostile with somebody across the road and then come, he got to play. Then what he do, he give you his attitude. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's frustrated. It's a little bit of everything. Yeah. A little bit of everything. Because you could get frustrated and, you know, a man could be tired and complain. He just tired, so he upset. He in a mood. You know, it's different things. Sometimes we lose loved ones and so, you know. It's just different things. I was to say a little bit everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see the band started elevating from 2018, 2019. Elevate, like start climb up the ladder.
Yeah, that's why 2018 album Millennium Elevation.
2018,
Wait.
20,
Wait.
between them. How did you accept the changes that came with the elevation of the band?
Well, but the changes come with a lot of things, you know. That is always say, like I say, it's faith and God. That's my thing. I believe in faith and I believe in God. And as I say, you gotta believe in yourself. Because if you ain't believing in yourself, you ain't believing what you're doing. And that's why you see Collision here today, because I believe in myself that we could do this. It ain't just me. It's everybody, yeah. So the changes, it bring good and it bring bad. Because then you as an underdog coming up, you know, you're getting fans now. Your opponents realize you're getting fans. So certain things get scrutinized, you know what I mean? So it come with the good and it come with the bad. But for me, it was more high risk maneuver, push forward and just continue doing what you're doing because success coming now. Check. So once I start seeing the success and I see the elevation, not only strive me now to do better and work harder, you know, to reach far, you know what I mean, and gain what you're actually looking for to move forward. I mean, you ain't reached the top, me ain't reached the top, we ain't reached the top, but we still got work to do to go forward. So it's always don't stop, just go forward. That's my thing.
Okay, so over the years I also see Collision travel a lot, different places in the Caribbean, internationally. Tell me some inside work you do for the travels abroad, like internationally in the Caribbean.
Why? I can't even say because I mean, like I tell you, in 20 backshot and where they bounce on it, like 2019, 2009, sorry. You know, the music start taking off between you. So, you know, we start traveling from like 2008, 2009, where we go in Anguilla all the time, where people they liking us down there. So it was like, at first for me, I could be honest. Now I'm older now, and you know, we more deep into it. You know, you got to do your homework and find out what music the people them like and them kind of things there, and you know what songs down the hitting and so. But we going on in Anguilla, it was just play Collision. We wasn't worrying about
Nothing else.
nothing else because we just know they like this. So once they like this,
We play that.
but we were just giving them raw collision.
Yeah.
Sometimes we mix it up with a little small acts.
Mhm.
You know, we mix it up with a little masters. You know, now and again, chucky in a VA rhythm. I even make it more sweeter. You know what I mean? And then we learn a one, two things some down there with the people them liking, you know, in Anguilla. And we start playing it. So I even make it more better for us. Yeah. I make it more better for us, you know. But then, you know, like, as I say, change. You get different, we start going different places. Why preparations will be difficult at times, and sometimes you prepare and
It's a whole different
it's
bag.
a whole different bag game.
Mm.
I can remember when we went New York one time. It was in New York for the first time. It was like 2015. And I was like, hi, this is the first time you playing in the States.
Mhm.
So I walking out now. What am I know the music? Even before that, we went Belgium the first time in 2012. I was like, we reach, and then the man saying like, I watching the man and he talking a different language. So I was like, them man understand the music.
Mhm.
Like, everybody saying, but I don't study that, man. You know, like the travel agent saying, don't worry, you guys are gonna rock it. And I remember watching like, man, we come from so far. Like,
Mhm.
who knows? When we reach on the stage, what people them screaming and all that. So they walk out, but I like it. Give them it.
Yeah, just play.
Just give them the collision. Yeah, and then, you know, I saying by if they send for Bob Marley singing Bob Marley, if they send for Cartel singing Cartel.
Yeah.
So if they send for collision,
Collision, guys in collision.
I sing collision, which means the following. So, but yeah, we just give them the collision. Like I said, now again, we twist it up, put it in. But it's always a preparation in terms of mindset. You know, we's fat guys, so we don't run up and down that much, but it's always a mindset for me. You know, my mind always clicking. So it's more to me preparations, as you say, it's more like a mind thing and the team knowing what the execution will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talk about the journey so far, the start. We in the middle now. We going down the line in the middle. Okay. You see, in St. Kitts, we have plenty community festivals, like, and in Argon Higher Collision, in Argon Higher Sugar Bank, right? Your fan base now is a more young fan base, right? I see a incident, I think it was last year, where community festival didn't hire collision and the fans made a major uproar on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. How did you deal with that?
Well, I wouldn't say how I deal with it. You can't deal with something what ain't for you.
Mhm.
That's my thing. So, and like I tell all the band members them, ain't everything you're gonna get
For you.
hired for. Wait, what for you is for you. I mean, fans only fans, cause fans want what they want.
Mhm.
Right, but then at the end of the day, you know, everybody got their own liking, everybody got their own wanting. So I can't justify and say, oh, you ain't put me on this, you ain't put me on that. Like I just tell everybody, a dude met me like last 2 weeks and he said, "Bah, what you doing here?" I say, "I ain't on it." So yeah, what you doing here? I said, "I just love him in." He said, "Bah, I see you everywhere here." I said, "Because I map in. I map in. I don't just go because I playing.
Play, yeah.
You could got the biggest fet. You could got cooler fet, main on it. I wasn't on couple cooler fets and I went with me cooler, with me own rum. As a spectator, as a reveler, because I be honest, I don't get to feel what the revelers them gonna feel. So the people that say, "But you very sweet, boy," and up there like, but yeah, you very good. But
You up there?
I know how it be to be in the Juve, you know, when I was younger, I was, you know, in them things, in the water, jumping up, in the rascal water jam and so. But no, as a bad man, I can't go down, jump up in the water and them things. So like I said, fans gonna be fans. Is what fans want. The fans them liking certain things. So just walk out by collision or collision jam. But I would like everybody to get on. Like everybody just, ain't all the time I want to be up there doing it. I want to get a feel to just look on and get an experience and a feeling to be a spectator in the audience, you know what I mean? So just the fans are how they feel.
So I see you had 2 years back to back where song that Collision chose for road match was more like the people's choice of road match songs. Ramping and Pressure. Those more of people's choice. Right? Okay. You jam on the road, everything results come back. Collision in place for both of them. How like that made you feel as the band leader, knowing that you have a young entity?
I'll be honest. Backshot, big shake. At that point in time, I felt like Backshot was cheated. I feel like Big Shake was cheated. So me, he had a couple years between there. Like, I think it was like Grandmasters and Smash again road match consistently. Like look. And I just feel like from that time until now, which is Ramping and Pressure, it wasn't bothered by me because I was younger when I was feel like I was robbed with Backshot and Big Shake. I think what had made me feel a little discouraged because one of the judges them they tell me like Juve man was like, yo, I appoint them up here, you don't want to post it, say I appoint them up, I'll get right. So if the hopes kinda high, right? So I was like, okay. Oh, when you look now, like last lap come, them time they used to call out results last lap. Them man say Small like swim by 2. So he said Small swim by 2. Okay, I study that. And then I think it was like something else. I think it was at the time now with Big Shake. I think them man said something more we too small to win. Like the runnings were so close that they just tell us something like, they man too smart to win. Like, I was like, what? So like at that point in time, it just discouraged me. Like, discouraged me. I think after that time, I started to write different. Because my mindset was different. I ain't gonna lie about it. My mindset was more different in terms of like producing music during carnival time. I was more like, if you listen to songs, they're more like poverty, hustle. Them kind of songs, I would start pushing a little more, more for the people. And then, it was kind of working, but at that time, we young, we still striving, so road match wasn't nowhere near nothing. And then, to be honest, road match just went out the door for me. Like, I wasn't studying the road match thing. I know you end up joining the band 2018, and after Gears, that they flipped me off again. Yeah, because, like, Gears was like one of the popular tune them for Carnival. And then they was telling us something like, oh, Gears can't win because it's a woke up song and blah, blah, blah. And so, all I start flipping on again and just start saying bye. And then I could be honest, COVID hit, we ain't doing no music, as you can see. Because it was, they were doing the Bubble Juve thing and so on. I think the first Bubble Juve wasn't on it because it wasn't. We had vaccinated things and all kind of thing going on. But at that time, my mind done phase out from road match because I was being honest. I was saying like, but we will never win.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it for the it's my dream. This is what the people love, and I'm pleasing my fans and making money. So I'm just going forward still. So the road match thing wasn't on my mind. So when Ramping come, we ain't got Ramping. And then I think after Ramping is like my mind flip off again. Like, so went back to the people side of Pressure. If you listen it, you start talking about Pressure. And then, but I always feel the people's choice don't be the road match choice. So, so I kudos to the road match, getting the road match. But that's how I just feel. I always feel like it's more the music side of it than to compete. But they say it's a competition. So. But that's just how I feel about it.
Okay, so how do you feel now after accomplishing getting road match? How do you feel now?
But to be honest, why it's a joyful feeling, and I could be honest, the feeling only come after, like probably like a week after. Juve morning, we come out to do we thing as usual. We do we thing, and we just went on along. Me even talk no road match, nothing. All I do, I just do what the band say must do. That's what I do. Because if you could recall last year with pressure, when we reach the last judging point, me and sing. Because I always feel as the entertainers, we're supposed to know who the judges be.
Mm.
And that was always one of my concerns in the meetings. Like, I always want to know who the judges be. Because then I had problems where I see people up there who are not more than music and judging people. And I say all the time, you can't bring a pastor to a strip club. He don't want to go home. You cannot bring a mechanic to go up in the hospital or ban up nobody's foot. He gonna turn off, or he gonna do it wrong and infect the people cut. So how you bringing people to judge something who ain't part of it? I wanna reach the judging point last year. The last judge watched me. The last judge watched me and like put on the pen and the paper and do something. So he said, yeah, judging the band. And she was like, you know, like she watched me knock anyway. I think I just put on the mic, I went to drink a drink. And when we passed them, I started to sing again. And like you say, you back to a little bit of everything. That was frustration and anger management. But what I could tell her, what I could do, that's just how she feel. Or how the moment when me and judging collision, you check? So, like I say, it was always the band thing. What the band doing? The band gonna do this, bam. So we went out, do what we got to do, and win. You check? So, that's just me, but I feel the feeling only come after. After Juve, I went to the band house. I was cooling for a little bit. I went home. I went to sleep. It's like 4:30 hours. I hear my daughter saying, "Daddy, daddy, 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 daddy." So like, what we happen? She said, "You win." So I said, "What?" So she went back. So then I gone out, say about it, so he jumping up. I said, "Man, I said, but you win, you win." I still forget Juve was this morning. Cause I don't go to sleep. Come in sleep at all. I was like, "What?" So they turn on the radio and they're saying collision with the road man. Hear the song playing. I said, "But this saying so real, man." Like this year, real. So then somebody run down the road. When I start to ball, I see people balling. So I say, "Why balling for?" I say, "Ball you win, happy for you." But it still ain't hit me because I just wake up. Next thing I call my mother saying, "Balling," saying, "Ball we win." Like what? So it's kind of shocking. My main study still is like I gone out now and anybody in the sheet saying, "Ball, congratulations." He just the other day hit me now like, "Ball, you win the whole match," you know. I was like, okay, cool. Then we go again. Yeah, so you only give me more motivation and more inspiration, you know, to go forward again. Because road match champion, you got work to do so.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so now with the road match title and you show them what's next for collision. What's next?
Well, what's next for collision is too big of collision. Because plenty things happening for collision. You know, we're going to be flying out for New York in May. We're going to be in St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. Martin. You know, he already booked heavily. You know, music festival done booked. You know, so it's a lot of work. And that's just the beginning of, you know, our small journey, as they say.
Yeah.
That's why they say that's just the beginning. You know, people that say, "But it's overdue," and no, we got work to do still. And like I say, lot of foreign gigs coming up. So yeah, it's gonna be heavily forwarded and heavily moving forward and a lot of things. Yeah, so that's how I see it right now.
So the road match basically bring more work, more.
Yeah, definitely.
More everything.
Definitely. You could see it all over in the views. If you check the pages, them, you know, the band page, the channel, your page, you know, you could see the views. Even our Molly page, you see like views like before time. I never used to see the views like from collision music like that high, but now like you see them in a short time, in maybe like a month time, you see views reach to like 17K and so on, 63K and one what? And then before time you watch the views and I'm like, okay, that's how you see it. Yeah, so.
Okay, so we kind of winding though. We kind of getting there. But just before we wrap, um, you say the views and so the views on Molly Media page, my page, the band page, and so forth. You think we as a band could do more things, meaning like I feel personally saying it's bands don't do enough visuals, as in music videos. What is your take on that?
I could agree fully.
Mm.
I could agree. How much say it by a little bit of everything by a little bit of everything because it ain't take nothing to do something. It takes something to do
Yeah.
something. So everybody gotta eat. You know what I mean? Sometimes, well, me and a cameraman, but we could give the cameraman and work. But at the end of the day, sometimes I see it as we in a small country and everybody fighting on everybody. Cause like a man gonna walk out, Molly gonna shoot a video for me, and he gonna walk out now. Oh, my man, with Chubby car. Me like Molly, and Chubby look like he link with Molly, so let him continue doing things with Molly, And we got a leg of that kind of bitter minded, kind of small minded, arrogant kind of way. To me, it's more like an arrogant kind of way, like it's only about me. That's how I see things. Like everybody about me, but then I'm to we.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I always say, it ain't take one to do something, it take everybody to make something. You check? I mean, one man could do something, but at the end of the day, he still gonna want help to do it. Cause he might got the most money, but he ain't gonna care. Or he might got the most money, but he can't push you wherever you got to call somebody to push you wherever. So sometimes I see it as more like a fight down thing, like we ain't together. And if we ain't together, we ain't gonna ever get nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
As a nation. You check? That's how I see it. I don't reach out to certain people and ask them certain things, and there's always a bye. That's we as politicians like say bye. So I see it as that because, like I said, everybody for themselves. If you're thinking togetherness, any day when the big thing happen, you gonna be a part of the big thing and you're gonna get your flowers from it.
Okay, so this me final question. Do you see yourself doing any music with any other bands in St. Kitts as a collaboration?
Yeah, I see myself doing other things, other collaborations. I do collaboration before. I do collaboration with Boy One. Yeah, Boy One is the one behind. Good on, Jack to the gang. Nobody bigger than our yeah. In Bubble It. Yeah, you see we had highlight. We had highlight before that in Link. We had Footsie before and Ride Up with Bagnall. So I am doing collaborations. I do a collab with Ketty, Road Dog, yeah, Jesus Sparto. I do collab before. I think one time me and Lucas had do a collab, but I think when we do it by David House, like it didn't come out, probably didn't record it right or something, and then come out, probably went. So we just kind of scrap it. But yeah, I mind doing no collaborations. That's me. I do collaborations with anybody, but like I said, people gotta be more open minded and we gotta be more we than me. If you think for yourself, you're gonna always be, babbling around. But if you think for we, all of us can elevate together. That's just my thing. And we gotta do a collaboration. Yeah. We just sing all the time together, but we know a collaboration, so we gonna do our own collaboration and maybe make sense to do it all the time because sometimes we try to get people and it's always let me do something, but then when the real time to do it now, everybody got their own world going to their living, doing whatever. So sometimes it's kinda hard to get to somebody to do something, but I mind I up for any collaboration. It could be Zook, it could be I could sing anything. But behind it, it's just more the well said calypso. So you don't know that's just my take on that.
Okay, before we end this, right? I want to give the youths a little motivation speech, just a little motivation speech, just before we end.
Well, like I always tell my kids them, love yourself, got faith in God, got faith in yourself. Like I always say, without faith in God, you can never get nothing done. Stay in school, learn your lesson, obey your parents. Them is my most deep down parts of being a youth. Obey your parents. Obey your parents. If you don't obey your parents, badness gonna follow you. That's how I see it. Stay in school, stay off for drugs, be mindful, and don't follow nobody. That's my thing. You don't know. Your boy Chubby says so.
Yeah, this was the first episode of The Journey. See you guys for the next episode. Peace.